Hi, the HD man is here. Welcome to Football Update. I'm going to update you of what is going on in the market today. We are going to talk a lot. First of all, we are going to talk about Arsenal and their transfer dealings. And we are going to talk about good news in Old Trafford in Manchester United. There's a good news in Manchester United. And we're also going to talk about good news. We'll say good news in Barcelona. But before we dive into the details, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. Let's dive into the detail. First of all, let's start with Arsenal with their transfer dealings. After their defeat last night against Newcastle, you can see it very clearly what Arsenal needed. If you watch the match, you will find out that Arsenal deserved to win the match. They create a lot of chances. If I thought they have a top striker, they could have won the match in the first half. Newcastle just have a few chances and they won the match 2-0. That will tell you exactly what Arsenal needed. A top striker. That is exactly why they are in desperate need of a striker. There's a few options around the market. According to the news making around today, they are looking at Alexander Isak from Newcastle, the man that scored one goal and created another one last night. Arsenal are seriously looking about Alexander Isak from Newcastle, but the problem is, are they ready to go and pay 80 to 100 million pounds of release clause for Alexander Isak? Are they willing to go and convince him? Because the truth about release clause is convincing the player to come in January, and Newcastle willing. Newcastle willing to allow him to go in January transfer window. That is one big problem about January transfer window, because nobody wants to allow his best player to go. Isak is the top. In fact, is the best player right now for Newcastle. But the news today is that Arsenal are very, very interested, and Arsenal trying all possible means to see if they can have their way of getting Alexander Isak. So let's see how that one is going to develop. Another news is that they are looking of Victor Gokres for Sporting, but the same problem, release clause. Are Arsenal willing to go and pay up to 80 million euros for Victor Gokres in the January transfer window? Are they willing to go and convince him to come? But the news going around today around the Sporting is that the striker himself, Victor Gokres, is willing to stay to Sporting at least till the end of the season. But Arsenal can change his mind. They can go give him high salary, convince him, pay his release clause, and he will decide to come. Can they be able to convince him or go and pay the release clause? He might consider coming to Arsenal because so many clubs are interested in him. So many clubs are interested in Gokwes because, to tell you the truth, he is a goal machine. He can score goal. So there are so many clubs looking for his services. Can Arsenal go and hurry up and pay his release clause? That is another story. But the news coming around the Sporting Club is that the player himself wanted to stay at least till summer. Let's see what Arsenal is going to do because they seriously need a striker, a top striker. Another striker has been linked to Arsenal today is Dusan Vlahovic from Juventus. That is another striker that has been linked to Arsenal today. But the problem is his valuation. Juventus valued him around 60 to 70 million pounds. Is he worth that amount? For me, I don't think. But he's a very good striker. In fact, right now, Arsenal don't have any person like him as their striker. So if Arsenal can have any opportunity of signing him, for me, I think they should take the opportunity. But the problem is, are Juventus willing to allow him to go on the January transfer window? But that is the news today. He's been linked heavily to Arsenal. So that means that shows you that Arsenal are in the market. They are actively in the market looking for a striker to help their season because with the kind of performance last night, if they don't get a top striker, that means it will be very difficult for them to do anything this season. In terms of trophy, it will be very difficult. Another player linked to Arsenal today is Nico Williams. You know, Arsenal have been tracking this player even from the summer. Now that Saka has injury, even though if they can't get a top striker, which they needed, they can go to Nico Williams if they can pay his release clause. That is another problem, release clause. But for me, this is the most doable deal among all the top striker that I have mentioned because his release clause is around 40 to 50 million pounds. So if Arsenal can convince him, that will be very easy to them to go and activate the release clause. So he will come to Arsenal. And again, another club that are very interested in him is Barcelona. But Barcelona is in a very big mess right now because they can't even register a player they bought in summer. Talk more of going for sign another player. So Arsenal are clear favorite right now. If they can convince the player and pay his release clause, Nico Williams is a very good player. He can score goals, he can create goals, he can cause all sorts of problems in attacking phase. So if Arsenal can get him, especially now that Saka is out, he will help them. He will help them very well. So this is the strikers that Arsenal that are linked to Arsenal. There are so many other players, just like Douglas Luiz from Juventus as well. But it's a midfield. Arsenal, do they really need a midfield now? I don't think so. They have a midfield, plenty of them. Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, Jorginho, Mikel Moreno, Odegaard, and they have many of them. So why must they go for a midfielder? I don't think there's something in that link or rumor today. But that is news going around today. That is a rumor going around today. What Arsenal is going to do It's their business to decide. But it's clearly that what they need is top striker. Let's see how they're going to go about it. Now, let's shift to Manchester United. Just like as I said, there's a very good news in Old Trafford because there have been a very long story. There has been a very thing going around Amad Diallo, whether he's going to extend his contract, whether he's going to leave Manchester United. But the news is that Ahmad has already signed his Manchester United contract. He has extended his contract. This time, Manchester United are not targeting his 1 year option. He's signing a new 5 years contract. He signed until 2030, no option. That is done and dusted. What is just remaining there is Manchester United to make it official. All the document has checked by his lawyer, by the club, everything has signed. He has extended his contract. That's a very good news from Old Trafford because he's a very, very good player. He's a quality player. You can see how he scored goal in Liverpool. He scored goal and Manchester City. He can score goal, he can defend, he can dribble, he can do all sorts of things. So it's a very, very good news for Manchester United to have him extend his contract because his ceiling is very, very high. Also, there's a very good news in Barcelona because just like I said, Barcelona is in a very big mess now. Very, very big mess because they can't even register Dani Olmo, the player they bought in the summer. But you know they went for cup. The news coming out of Spain this evening showing that Barcelona have got a green light from the court to register Dani Olmo. That means Dani Olmo is going to play for Barcelona in the second half of the season. He's going to play for Barcelona. If Dani Olmo won, he could have gone in January 1st. Okay, bye bye, thank you. He pick his bag and go to any club in any country or any country of his choice for free. But he waited for Barcelona. He decided to wait because he loved to play for Barcelona. That is a very, very good news for Barcelona. But I want to I want to know your I want to know what you think. What striker do you think Arsenal need to bring in right now? Among these strikers that I have mentioned, they are chasing. Which one do you think they're supposed to be going harder on to sign? And again, what do you make of Amad Diallo and Barcelona getting green light from the court for register their player? Let me know on the comment section. Please don't forget to share, subscribe, and like the video. Thank you, and see you tomorrow.